First of all, I'm a lawyer, so issues like this, questions of organization and analysis, are something that comes somewhat naturally to me, and I said this in my statement also. I think almost anyone who knows me knows that in many ways my personality is probably better suited to being treasurer of the Writers Guild than being a writer. What's more, I've been on the Pension and Health Board, a trustee of that board for about 5 years on the Finance Committee, so I know something about taking a look at investments and looking at balance sheets and things like that. I've also been a showrunner, so I know a little bit about budgets, and I run with a number of other people a small business, so I know something about keeping to those budgets and making sure we operate in the black instead of in the red. Having said that, David Weiss is also extraordinarily, ostentatiously qualified for this job. And my guess is in the long run that this is not going to be a question about who can actually do the numbers, but what priorities are and what we believe in. And there you may see some slight differences between the two of us, but not, I think, on the level of who can actually do the work. When I look at the Guild, look, there's one thing that we know for certain, which is that it's going to be under more financial pressure than it's been on in the past. And that comes out of the fact that, first of all, writer income is down, which means the dues revenue is down. And second, because, and this is somewhat less important, but not irrelevant, our investment income is down because of the pressure on the equity market. So that means that there are going to need to be difficult decisions that are going to have to be made. I actually think the Guild has done a relatively good job in the past year of making some of those decisions. I mean, we're running a surplus this year. It means that some choices were made that needed to be made. But it does mean that there are going to need to be cutbacks in things that we want to do, just like the state of California and any other organization. When there's less revenue, we need to do less things, and some of those things are things we all care about. There are some other things that the Guild has done that I think it needs to take a look at, some of its financial practices. On the one hand, I think that we need to do a better job of dispersing money to the Guild members. I think money kept in our coffers does not go to pay rent or to pay your kids' co-payment for their health insurance. So we need to do a better job of that. We also need to make sure that we're spending money on the Tri-Guild audit, the money that's contributed by the producers, to make sure that we can audit and make sure that we're getting all the money we should be getting on residuals. The amount of money that has been actually spent, the available funds for the Tri-Guild audit, have gone almost entirely unused in recent times, and I think that's something we need to reverse. We talked a lot about this. I know John talks a lot about it and Howard talks a lot about it. There's going to need to be enforcement, an increased emphasis on enforcement. The questions about what makes a writer's life livable from year to year and how we make it a viable economic decision to stay out here and become a writer need to be a focus of the Guild as we move forward. And I think that the Treasurer is going to play a part in all of that.